In a quiet village, where the sun painted the fields in shades of gold, lived a young man named Ale. Each dawn, he walked the same path, his shoulders heavy with a feeling he couldn't name. He felt like a shadow, present but unseen, a whisper lost in the wind. While others shared laughter and stories, Ale existed on the fringes, his hands calloused from work. No one seemed to notice, his voice a forgotten echo. He yearned to be seen, to be valued, but felt trapped behind a wall of his own making, convinced he was not enough. One sweltering afternoon, while tilling a forgotten patch of earth, his shovel struck something hard. Curiosity piqued, he dug carefully, his heart a soft drum against his ribs. He unearthed an old clay vessel, its surface a web of intricate cracks. Disappointment washed over him. It wasn't treasure, just a broken pot. But as he wiped away the dust, he saw something nestled inside, fragments of an ancient Egyptian artifact. It was shattered, imperfect, yet breathtakingly beautiful. Each piece, though broken, held a story, a history, a purpose that time could not erase. He held the cracked fragments in his palm, sunlight streaming through the gaps, creating tiny constellations of light. He looked at the fissured clay pot, then at the ripples on the nearby stream, and the delicate wings of a dragonfly. Perfection, he realized, wasn't about being flawless. It was about purpose. The river nourished the land, despite its winding, unpredictable path. The dragonfly flew with paper-thin wings that could tear in a breeze. And this ancient artifact, though broken into pieces, still held the power to awe and inspire. It was in their cracks, their vulnerabilities, that their true strength and beauty shone through. A shift occurred within him, quiet but profound. He decided not to discard the broken vessel, but to honor it. Carefully, he cleaned the artifact's fragments, arranging them with newfound reverence. He mended the clay pot, not to hide its fractures, but to embrace them. He placed a small candle inside, transforming the worthless, cracked container into a lamp. As dusk fell, a warm, gentle light poured through its fissures, casting intricate, dancing patterns on the walls. The cracks didn't diminish its light. They gave it a unique and beautiful voice. This small act of creation sparked a change in Ali's world. He began to see purpose not just in objects, but in actions. He started helping his neighbors, not with the hesitant silence of before, but with a quiet confidence. He taught a child to read, his voice steady and clear. He mended a broken fence, his hands no longer symbols of insignificance, but instruments of connection. Slowly, the village began to see him not as a shadow, but as Ali, a young man with kind eyes and capable hands. They saw the light that had always been there, now shining brightly. One evening, as the stars began to blanket the sky, Ali brought his lamp to the village courtyard. Its warm glow drew people from their homes. They gathered around, their faces painted in the soft, patterned light. They didn't see a broken pot. They saw a beacon of warmth and community. And in the center of it all stood Ali, his posture no longer stooped, his gaze no longer downcast. He met their eyes without fear, a gentle smile gracing his lips. In that moment, surrounded by the light he had created from something broken, he finally felt whole. He understood that his own perceived flaws were not weaknesses, but the very channels through which his inner light could shine. The next morning, Ali walked the same path as the sun rose once more. But this time, his steps were steady, his spirit light. He was still the same young man in simple clothes, but everything had changed. He was no longer defined by what he lacked, but by the light he could share. He had learned that we are all like that vessel, etched with the cracks of life's journey. And it is through these cracks that our true essence is revealed. Remember, you are not broken. You are beautifully unfinished, a masterpiece in progress. Whoever stays with you sees your true light. Whoever leaves was blinded by illusions. Thanks for watching. If this story touched your heart, Please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires.